and welcome to the sew along for the Kennedy Bralette. Now in the book it's marketed as a sports bralette, an activewear piece, but as you will see in this sew along, it does not have to be for activewear. It could be a lounge bralette, it could just be like a cute layering bralette that you wear underneath a v-neck top. Or a sweater. At the time of this filming, this is the last sew along for the Sew Lingerie book. I gave myself 1 year after the book was published to complete all the video sew alongs. So I want to give myself a little clap for finishing all of them because it's the last one and I'm filming it during the holidays. And as you know, during the holidays, it's crazy busy, but I wanted to stick to my goal and finish all the sew alongs within 1 year. I digress. Let's get back to the sew along. So before we get into the sewing, let's first go over what pattern pieces you should have, what fabrics you should cut out for each pattern piece, as well as the supplies. So for the center front bralette B and side front bralette C, I have this green black textured lycra, and these are spray basted to a layer of stretch mesh. For the center back bralette D, in the book it says that this piece has no lining and it is only cut out of one layer of mesh. Now in the sew alongs, I think it's a great opportunity to show variations, and I wanted to show you this variation is that I really love this fabric. So instead of having this just a plain black mesh, I actually used the textured lycra and lined it with a layer of stretch mesh. Now if you want to just use a layer of stretch mesh, you can do that as well, but that is the beauty of being made, is that you have those choices. For the upper bralette A, I just have one layer of mesh. Now going back to variations, if you wanted this to be some sort of different fabric, let's just say like an all green fabric, that it isn't sheer, you can do that as well. So these in the book are shown as no linings, but you can add a lining and you can do different fabrics if you want to. For the bottom band casing, I have the same textured lycra. Again, a variation is that if you just hate making a casing with elastic encased inside and you just want to use a band elastic, Madeline sells a bunch of band elastics, you can do that as well. Let's jump right into the supplies. So first thing that you have is the fold over elastic, which, as the name implies, it is elastic that folds over in the center. So usually there is an indentation that is right down the center, and as you sew it, it just boop, folds right along that fold line. Also have strap elastic, which are for the shoulder straps. I have a knitted elastic here, which is usually used in encased waistbands or bands or any type of bands. Pajama pants use this a lot. And I have one that is 1 5/8 of an inch wide, but you can use one that is like a 1/2 inch wide or 5/8 of an inch wide. Sometimes it's hard to get ones that are this wide. It's easier to get ones that are a little bit narrower. The only difference or the only alteration that you will have to make is that you will have to adjust the width of your casing to accommodate a narrow elastic. Also have this really cool ring. Now, the book calls for just 2 rings. This is a specialty or novelty ring that we have at the triple ring. So this will go on the racer back and the 2 strap elastics will go on either side. And then sliders as well. Okay, so let's jump into sewing. The first step, and this is just to get your sewing juices going, we'll start really easy and ease our way into the fold over elastic and the more difficult steps, is to sew the center front bralette to the side front bralette along the vertical seam, using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, back stitch at the beginning and the ends. Even though they're notches, I don't even pin, the seam line is so short. Once you're finished, if you have a serger, you can serge this edge. If you don't, you can just press the seam allowances to one side. You can either finger press them or use an iron and top stitch with a zigzag or a straight stitch. I sewed the center front bralette to the side front bralette. I serged it, pressed it so that the seam allowances looked really nice. Next step is that we are going to attach the upper bralette to the lower bralette. So what I like to do is I like to pin it on one side. And when I'm sewing, I'm going to sew from the underarm to the center front. Then I'm going to pivot, take it out, repin it along this edge. I think it's easier to sew if you do one side, take it out, and then repin and sew the other side, less likely to have puckers. Once you do that step, then you will attach the center back bralette to the front bralette. Same concept, sewing the center back bralette to the front bralette. I like to sew this edge first, then pivot, pin, and sew that. I think that you're less likely to have puckers if you do it in 2 steps. Front bralette is sewn to back bralette. The next step is to attach the fold over elastic to the neckline as well as the underarm and the racer back. There is a section that goes over fold over elastic, but just to give you a little brief lowdown, fold over elastic is a type of elastic that is used to finish edges on a bra. The most commonly used elastic is pico elastic as well as fold over elastic. Fold over elastic has a little bit more of a sportier vibe to it. It is sewn in 2 steps. It can be sewn in 1 step, but I recommend sewing it in 2 steps. It is called fold over elastic because it has an indentation down the center where you fold it, and that goes right along the fabric's edge. Now it is sewn in a few steps, and on this example I have done step 2 and step 3 just to show you. I think it's easier to understand when I show you the after versus trying to explain everything before. So the first step is that with the wrong side of the bralette face up, you are going to lay the fold over elastic down so that the indentation is aligned with the edge of the fabric. Now, usually, not always, but usually fold over elastic has a matte side and a shiny side. The shiny side should be on the exterior of the garment when it is finished, and the matte side should be on the interior of the garment when it is finished. So I'm going to align that indentation with the edge of the fabric, matte side up. So when I sew the second step, this shiny side will be face side up. I'm going to sew that along from the strap point all the way to the racer back. Boop, 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 boop. I have a little video to show as well. You want to use a zigzag stitch. Now zigzag stitch length and width will vary from machine to machine, but here is kind of what it's supposed to be like. Not kind of what it's supposed to be like. This is what it's supposed to be like. The zigzag stitches are supposed to be really close to the edge of the fold over elastic. And it should be about 1/4 of an inch wide. It should not be more than half the width of the elastic, because that would mean that it would go past the indentation that's in the center, and then it just wouldn't work out. So you're going to sew that all the way, and then the second step is that once you finish that step, you are going to fold it to the right side and then sew it with another row of zigzag stitches, also called pass. So we like to call the first pass and then the second pass. So you will sew the second pass on the right side. And again, your zigzag stitches should be as close to the edge as possible. And as you can see in the video, I'm giving the slightest tension. I don't stretch it. I just give it like a little bit of a tug just to make sure that the elastic doesn't get stretched out as I'm sewing it. Once the fold-over elastic is sewn, let's move on to the last 2 steps. Now, both of these steps, attaching the straps, making and attaching the straps, and then making and attaching the elastic band at the bottom, are interchangeable. So you could attach the elastic band first, then add the straps, or you could add the straps first, then do the bottom band. I'm gonna do the straps because I'm already there. So the first step in the straps is that you are going to take your ring and you are gonna wrap it around your strap points. And you are going to fold it back about 1/2 inch. And you are going to stitch as close to the ring as possible. I already went ahead and did this ring, and then on the racer back, I have that really cool triple ring. And then once you sew that down, uh-oh, where'd my ring go? There it is. So once you sew that down, you will take your elastic, your strap elastic, and you will take one slider. And you are going to feed one end of the strap elastic through the slider and up and over that center bar. So you want it to go over that center bar and then through the other side, just like a belt buckle. You're gonna fold it back about 3/4 inch, and then you're gonna sew as close to that hardware as possible. You'll have to move your needle position if your sewing machine has that setting. You will see it in the video of me sewing it, that the only way to, you will see me sewing it and that you want the presser foot to be right up against that metal. So you want the needle to be all the way over to the right. Once you have this finished, then you will feed the strap elastic from wrong side to right side, shiny side of the strap elastic face up, and you're gonna repeat that same step. So you're gonna go up and over that center bar and then down again. And then you're gonna bring it all the way to the back, and you're gonna wrap it around the racer back and sew that down with a straight stitch. The last step is to attach the bottom bands. Now, even though the pattern comes with a pattern piece for the casing as well as the elastic band, I always like to do a little double check and make sure that the width matches the width of the bralette, because it is a 1-to-1 ratio, so you shouldn't be shearing one into the other. And sometimes, you know, you sew things and you're like, what happened? How did this turn out to be so much longer than that? So just do double check and make sure that the length of the elastic band as well as the elastic matches the length of the bottom of the bralette. Now I went ahead and I sewed the elastic band on the short end, so it is now a circle. Boom, yes. Okay, then I also sewed the elastic band. I just overlapped them. I like doing this versus a regular seam because it reduces bulk. Then I'm going to place this, line up those seams. I'm gonna leave about 1/4 inch on this edge, and then I'm going to wrap this around. I'm gonna pin that, and then I'm gonna do that throughout the rest of the elastic band. So I'm gonna put the elastic inside, fold it, and then pin it at the top edge. Once you have the elastic encased inside, then you will pin it to the bottom of the bralette, right sides together, and then you will sew it with a zigzag stitch or a lightning stitch, and you will serge it if you have a serger. Kennedy Sports Bralette, which in this case isn't a sports bralette, it's just a cute loungewear bralette, is finished. And I'm gonna give myself a round of applause and a pat on the back because this is the last sew along for Sew Lingerie. And again, I gave myself 1 year to finish all of them, and this completes it. So Go Maddie. As always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to put them in the comments below, and be sure to share your Kennedy Sports Bralette or just a lounge bralette on Instagram, tag M Madeline.